Hi everybody, my name is Dave Watson and I'm going to take the next couple of minutes to share with you an exciting concept that I think is really going to enhance your overall World Ventures business. So what I'm about to share with you is something that I call the scorecard. And here's where the scorecard comes from. I happened to be watching the Masters this year and Tiger Woods was coming off the 8th hole. He had just birdied the 8th hole. What did he do? He pulled the scorecard out of his back pocket, started writing his score down, puts the scorecard back in his pocket, goes on to the 9th hole. What does he do after the 9th hole? Pulls that scorecard out, again logs his score, and goes on to the 10th and the 11th and finishes the game. Well, at the end of his round, he pulls the scorecard out and guess what? He hands it to the officials to determine how well he'd done that day, had he accomplished his goals or not. And if he was ever caught without that scorecard, guess what? He'd be disqualified. And as I was sitting there watching that and thinking, I thought, that's exactly what we need for people who are in our business. A system, a scorecard that will help them determine, whether or not they're winning or not. Well, after going through that revelation of determining that, I then thought, you know what? I've got a lot of people in my World Ventures organization, and I've come to find out not everybody wants the same thing. You see, I used to think that everybody wanted what I wanted, to make a lot of money and have a lot of fun and work real hard. But I found out that, you know what? There's a lot of people that want to just have fun. They want to capitalize on the dream trips. They just want to have fun. They don't want to attend meetings. They don't want to build an organization. They want to be a customer of the product, so they just want to have fun. Well, the second person is the person that I would see that says, you know what, I'd like to have fun, but I'd also like to get it for free because I saw this idea that if I get 4 customers, I could get it for free. So the first person wants to have fun. The second person wants to get it for free. Well, the third person is the person that sits back and watches this whole thing and says, you know what, not only do I want to have fun, but darn, we should maybe think about making a little bit of money and maybe paying down a credit card or maybe saving for kids' education, something like that. So the first person wants to have fun, the second one wants to get it for free, the third person wants to make a little. Well, then there's the fourth person. This is the person that maybe doesn't like their job or the people they work with, or they're in a dead-end situation. And they feel like they're a very, very sharp individual, but they're in the wrong situation. So this person wants to make a lot of money. First person wants to have fun, for free, a little, a lot. And then, of course, there's always somebody that's out there that sees the income and disclosure statement and says that, oh, somebody made $1 million last year? That's me. I want to do that. I want to get filthy rich. Now, here's what I want you to understand. From the person that wants to have fun, to the person that wants to get filthy rich, to the person that wants to get it for free, to the person that wants to make a little or a lot, the commitment levels in each of those levels is significantly different. And not everybody wants to get filthy rich, like I thought. Some just want to have fun. Some just want to make a little. So what we've designed here is a system that, depending on the commitment level that you want to make, will tell you some generalities or in some general terms what you need to do to head in that direction. So let's look at the person that wants to have fun. This is the person who wants to utilize the product and maximize their life. They're looking for more fun and more travel. Socializing is key for this person. They're looking to go out to nice restaurants for less money because they're taking full advantage of their Dream Trips Life product. More than one $69 cruise is on this person's horizon. Now, if that's you or someone that you know, let's look at the requirements for that person who wants to have fun. If you'll notice on this slide right here, it says they need to learn how to log into their Dream Trips Life website. They need to find and print and utilize the discounts, save some money. Maybe book their first dream trip. Tell a friend about their savings and have fun. You'll notice there's nothing in there about attending a training. There's nothing in there about recruiting someone. They're just a product user. They're a customer, and they just want to have fun. So that's the first one. Now let's take the person that wants to get this for free. These are people that fully enjoy the Dream Trips Life products. They enjoy their vacations, their discounts, their bulk buying power, but that's not enough. They know there's a way to take advantage of everything World Ventures has to offer without paying a monthly fee. With a little bit of effort, they know that they can have every part of Dream Trips Life and a personal travel website all without spending a dime. So let's look and see what that person needs to do. Well, it's very similar to the first one of having fun, but now there's one more requirement. They need to log into their back office. They need to be able to print and utilize the discounts, book their first dream trip, but here's where it changes. They need to make 1 exposure per week, whether that be looking for a rep or that be looking for a customer. Because we know that if they get 4, they'll pay no more. And this is designed with a 1 out of 3 closing ratio that after a 3-month time frame, they'll no longer have to pay their monthly fee. So the key here is this person needs to make 1 exposure per week. Not a very big commitment. Let's go on to level 3. This is the person that wants to make a little. Not only are they enjoying the robust Dream Trips Life products and discounts, something in them clicked. They understand the concept and know that with a little effort they can make enough money to generate a couple $100s a month. They can put money toward a bill, maybe even save for buying a car or a ring for their significant other, or maybe even possibly pay for their child care. Well, let's look at what this person needs to do. As you look at this slide here, you're going to see a lot of things on here that were in the first and second slide. And so I want to take you right down to about the fourth or fifth point right there. It says make 3 exposures. Because at this level, you see, it's going to take a little bit more commitment. Even to make a little bit of money, there's work involved here. So they need to make 3 exposures per week. Now let me just tell you, an exposure is really nothing more than sharing the presentation with somebody, whether it be a one-on-one or a two-on-one or whether it be a push play, and then ask that person to buy when you're done. That's what we consider to be an exposure. And to make a little bit of money, you need to do 3 of those per week. You also need to attend 1 weekly event, whether it be a training or whether it be a business presentation, because we know that to have some success, you got to kind of be around it. Also, we want you to attend some kind of a quarterly training, whether it be a Super Saturday or a regional event or anything that might be happening in your local area. And you really only need to, at this level, attend 1 every 3 months. You don't need to go every month. You don't need to be spending all your money running all over the country. At this level, to making just a little bit of money, we need you there once every 3 months. See what I'm saying? The commitment level is getting a little bit more here. You also need to attend 1 national event per year. We have 4 of those around the country every year. And if you want to make a little bit of money, we're suggesting that you attend 1 of those events per year. You also want to recruit some of your team members to attend that, identify a leader or a mentor, and we also have Sunday night conference calls or team calls that are out there as well. So we would also encourage you to be a part of that. So there's the person that wants to make a little. Let's look at the person that wants to make a lot. This person jumped into World Ventures with both products. The savings, bulk buying power, and top-class dream trips put them in kind of a daydream, but it was just the beginning. See, they understand that what might start out as a couple hours a week could potentially turn into enough income to replace that which they're currently making in their job. They can almost taste that time and money freedom. More than 1 night of sleep is lost here because they know what's about to happen in their future. Here's where World Ventures Insomnia kicks in. Let's look and see what the requirements are to make a lot. Again, I'm going to take you down to about the 4th point. At this particular level, you'll do everything everybody else was doing, but now you're talking about 10 exposures per week. 10 exposures per week. That's 2 per day over a 5-day work week. That's getting more commitment, isn't it? That's getting a little bit more significant as it relates to the time that you're going to be putting in. Now you're also going to attend every weekly event, every training, every presentation, because let's face it, you don't go out and make a significant amount of money without the associated effort that it takes. Now this person's also going to attend all trainings. So if there's a Super Saturday or regional, you'll be there. So if a person tells me they want to make a lot of money and I happen to be at an event and I don't see them there, I start to challenge whether or not they really wanted to make a lot of money because something else maybe got in the way. Maybe they had a softball game or maybe they had some other type of an event. At this level, much higher level of commitment, you need to be at everything. Also, we want you to attend 2 national events per year instead of 1. We want you to recruit other team members to go, identify a leader. You've got the Sunday night call as well. Here's what else that you need to be concerned about at this level. At this level of making a lot of money, you've got to become someone more than you are today. Someone's going to have to hold you accountable, and you're going to have to submit yourself to a team of people that we call a mastermind group that will hold you accountable to what you did the last week or the last month and help talk about what's working and what's not working. You're going to want to have 10 prospects in play at all times. That's kind of like a funnel where the more people you share this with, some will fall out the bottom, some yeses and some nos, and sometimes people have to think about it, but you always want to have 10 people in play. I also want you at this level to make a personal commitment to your own personal development. Here's what we want you to do there. We want you to find some great books that are out there. We've got lots of books listed within the World Ventures systems, and just go talk to one of your top leaders and find out what book they're reading right now. We want you to read 10 pages a day. More importantly than that, we want you to listen to 15 minutes of World Ventures audios. I've got to tell you I'll tell you at least one story. I've got some young people on my team that have begun to only listen to the World Ventures audio. And I'm so proud to tell you that World Ventures has some of the greatest trainers in the world in this industry. And they're inspirational, they're motivational, but they keep people in tune for what they need to be doing and their mindset right because they're expiring. And you also need to get a workout partner. So at this level, you can see the commitment level goes way up, way up. Let's go to the next one. Filthy rich. We like to call this person filthy. This is where it gets a little crazy and a lot of fun. You can take an all-out massive action approach to your business. These people have time and money freedom to take whatever dream trip they desire. They no longer work for anyone else but themselves. They choose which people to spend their time with and who they want to continue to develop. Eventually, they're not only enjoying the benefits of Dream Trips Life with the coupons and amazing package trips, the company asks if they can pay up to $3,000 for their mortgage and $1,500 for the car. These people decide it's time to trade in the Kia for a Porsche. Here's where things change significantly, but so does the commitment level. Here's what these people need to do. Again, a lot of the same things that you saw in the last one, except for point number 4. Here, a person needs to make 14 exposures per week. 14 exposures per week. Again, they're attending every training event. They're attending all regional events and Super Saturdays. They're attending all the national events. They're recruiting team members to come. They're identifying leaders and mentors they can work with. They're on every Sunday night call. They commit to being here a year from now. And they write down that date and they say, no matter what happens, no matter how discouraged I get, I'll be here a year from now. Again, the mastermind group is there as well, because if you needed to be a part of a mastermind group at making a lot of money, it's even more important here. And again, the personal development is exactly the same. 10 pages of a book per day and 15 minutes of some type of World Ventures powerful audio, and get a workout partner. Well, there you have it. You've got the person that wants to have fun. You've got the person that wants to get this for free. You've got the person that wants to make a little. You've got the person that wants to make a lot. And you've got a few out there that are going to want to get filthy rich. Now what it's time to do with that new prospect is to identify what they want and what they're willing to commit to. Once that's been done, we're going to pull out the scorecard and we're going to start teaching them exactly what they need to do, and we're going to weight the point values for each of those items based on the importance of those. So let's turn to that first page. It says points at the top. And we've got a definition of the action item, and as I go through these action items, I also want you to know there's a glossary of terms in the back. So if there's something that you don't understand here, you can go find out exactly what we were intended to happen. Let's talk about inviting first. An attempted invite is when you make an attempt to invite somebody to see a presentation. An attempted invite means you tried, but you didn't necessarily get the appointment. You get 1 point for that. So some people say, why would you give a point for a failure? Well, we know the more that you try and you fail, the more you try and fail, the more you try and fail, the closer you are to your next yes. So we want to reward you for doing the activities that lead to the ultimate goal. The second one is the successful invite. No matter how you're doing it, through a text or you're making a phone call, when you make an appointment and have a successful invite, that's 3 points. Let's go to the next level, because we all know that the next thing that we need to do is expose and present what it is that we're doing. We're giving 5 points for all of these. Push play, a one-on-one, a two-on-one, an online presentation, a travel party, or some type of a private business meeting or business reception that you invite somebody to and they attend. The key here is you can't just have them attend. You have to have them attend, watch, ask questions, and then attempt to close or ask that person to buy. Now we're going to talk more about these things in a little bit, but it's 5 points for every time that you expose somebody. The next one is closing. Here's what we want you to know. When you make a sale from that exposure, you're going to get 6 points. Now if I happen to be there with a friend of mine on a two-on-one and he makes the sale and I help with that, I get an indirect sale point. I get 4 points for being there to help somebody in my organization make that sale. They get 6, I get 4 if it's a two-on-one. But here's something that's critical. One of the most important things that we see is somebody that sees a presentation and can't make a decision on the spot. And maybe our closing skills aren't to the point yet where we can motivate people to take action right there. Or maybe they just need to really speak with their spouse. Well, you know what? We know one of the most important things that's not being done in the field right now, and that's follow-up. Most people share the information, then say they'll get back with that person sometime into the future. That's not the habits that we're trying to create. What we're trying to create is for our brand new rep to follow up with that person within 24 to 48 hours. If they do, we'll give them 6 points, which is just as much as making the sale themselves. So we're saying that we're going to put just as much importance on follow-up as we would making the sale, because that's the habits that we're trying to create. Let's go to the development. We want you to think about being a part of a mastermind group if you're looking to make a lot of money or get filthy rich. And so we want you to read 10 pages of personal development. If you do that per day, it's 2 points per day. Listen to World Ventures audios. You do that, we want you to listen to 15 minutes per day, that's 2 points. We also know, based on studies, that the person that works out 30 minutes a day also is more likely to be, efficient and more progressive in building their business. So we want you to get into the gym or walk or run or do whatever you need to do, because we know that that'll make you more effective. So if you work out 30 minutes a day, we'll give you 2 points for every day that you spend working out. All right, let's talk about leadership development, and this is absolutely critical, okay? We talked about some of the national events and some of the regional events. Here's how the points work for there. If you attend a national training, let's say that you attend Momentum or you attend The View, one of our national events where Mark Cassetta is the keynote speaker and he's training and he's leading, you get 30 points for attending that event. But here's what's more critical. Team members that you bring to that national event it's absolutely critical that you do that. We know this, that if you can get one more person to the next training than you had there last month, your business is moving in the right direction. We know that training is so important for being around and learning the skills to be able to do this, that we're giving 30 points to the person that attends, and you're going to get 1 point for every person on your team that attends that event as well. Okay? Attend a regional event or a Super Saturday. Still very, very important. Not as important as attending the national event. So we're going to give this one 20 points. Still very, very important, and this is a place where you can pick up a lot of points, and we know that that's going to lead you to the path of success. So 20 points if you attend a regional event or a Super Saturday. Team members that attend that regional or Super Saturday, you get a half a point for. A half a point for. So I'll total those points up. Okay, the next one is a 2-on-1 with a rep. Again, let's say that I'm with my friend Joe. Joe brings a prospect. I'm there with him. If I'm the 2-on-1 person, I'm helping my friend, I get 4 points for being there and helping with that presentation. Very, very critical. If we make the sale, he'll get 6, I'll get 4 more. Okay? Now, another thing that we want to talk about is what's called BAM-FAM. This is book a meeting from a meeting. We know that for the person that gets up into those more, the higher commitment levels, that it's not just about going to meetings. They're going to have travel parties, and travel parties is something very, very, very important within the World Venture system. We've seen some of our largest teams being built through travel parties. So, you know, for those people making larger commitments, you're going to be out more than twice a week to a training or a business presentation. So you need to do travel parties. And what BAM-FAM means is once you have a travel party and you enroll somebody, you're going to book a meeting from a meeting. And we give that 8 points. And I want to explain something here. This is why that's so critical. Sometimes we make the sale at the travel party and we're clapping for everybody and saying, welcome to this person who just signed up, when really the work's not done yet. Because we know to create duplication, to create that leverage that we want, that we need to book a meeting for that person right there on the spot. And if you make the sale, 6 points, you get the exposure points of 5, and now you can pick up 8 more points if you focus on the fact that that is one of the most critical things that you can do for the long-term success of your business. So we're going to give you 8 points when you book a meeting from a meeting. If you're scheduling or hosting a travel party, you're going to get 4. If you're doing a game plan interview or setting your score or finding out what the commitment level is of your new rep, you get 3. If you're the presenter at a meeting or travel party, let's say that somebody has a travel party, but they invite me to come do the presentation, whether it's a push play or whether it's a live presentation. I'll be doing most of the introductions and most of the closing. I get 6 points. If I attend, the Monday acceleration call, I get 1 point. And if I attend a mastermind call with somebody that I put a mastermind group together with, I get 1 point there. A couple of miscellaneous things in. When you gain a new contact from a cold market, we're going to give you 1 point there. I'm sitting on an airplane. I meet somebody brand new. I get their contact information. I get 1 point because that person's name goes on my list. And of course, it wouldn't be complete if we didn't take trips and have vacations. And so when a person takes a dream trip, they're going to get 30 points. So there are the points, the weighted point values around the action items that we want our new reps to do. Now we're going to total those points. And here's what this looks like. Let's say the person wanted to have fun. How many points do they need to get? Well, look there. It's 0. There are no points for the person who wants to have fun. They don't have to recruit anybody. They don't have to talk to anybody. They just need to go have fun and save money. So there's no points required in that. Let's say the person wanted to get this for free. Well, we know to be able to do that, they're going to have to get about 50 points in a month. Person that wants to make a little, it's 200 points per month. Person wants to make a lot, it's 350 points per month. And the person that wants to go all the way, get filthy rich, it's 500 points per month. So this is how it's going to work. In your scorecard, you're going to have day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way through day 31. So you're going to have an action item book here that we're going to log every action item that you do. So let's look at that at the very top of the page. Let's say I call Joe. Joe says no. I get 1 point. I write 1 point down. I call Jim. Jim says yes. I get 3 points for that. I have a travel party, or I expose somebody to the business through a push play. I'll get 5 points for that. If I make the sale, I get 6. If I have to follow up, that will come tomorrow because it's not going to happen today. And so you can see what I'm saying here. We're going to list all the action items. It's kind of like having a diary of the day. It's kind of holding you accountable for what exactly that you're doing throughout the day. And at the end of the day, you'll total your points. Then at the end of the day, you go to the back of the scorecard and find the month calendar. And you'll log your points from that day into day 1. Now you'll notice the E and the S there. That stands for exposure and sale. We also know it's very, very important to track the number of exposures that you have in a day or a week and the number of sales so we can determine what your closing ratio is so that we can better make judgments as to where you might need help within your business. So at the end of the week, you'll have your total number of exposures, your total number of sales, and your total number of points. Go to the slide right on down that right side, and you'll see that your total monthly point values are there as well. Then you'll be able to look just to the left there and see if you, in fact, lived up to the commitment that you said that you wanted to make. Fun, free, a little, a lot, or filthy. Now, what this will help do, it will help hold you accountable to what you said that you want to do. It will give you that track to run on to be able to be successful with what it is that we're doing. I'm going to tell you, we've been testing this system over the last 60 days. We've seen a number of things happen. One, we've seen the number of sales go up. But most importantly, we've seen the number of the amount of activity increase. We've seen markets around the United States right now that were maybe off by themselves, or maybe they really weren't engaged, and they got this system in their hands and they said, I feel like on a daily basis now I can win. They say that, you know what, in this business, if you're not making a sale, it feels like, that you're just not winning and people get discouraged. But now if they know that sales will come from doing the actions required on a daily basis, it will lead to those sales. So let's say that you had 15 points in a day, or even 10 points in a day, and no sales. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. Don't worry, the sales will come. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get the scorecard today. I want you to use it. I want you to be part of a mastermind group. I want you to find somebody to hold you accountable. I want you to think about the commitment level that you're going to make, and then I want you to go do it. And then I want you to track your numbers. And here's what's going to happen. At the end of the month, you'll be able to look back and see what you did. And then you start a second month, and a third month, and a fourth month. And after a year, guess what? You'll have 12 of these scorecards piled up. And you'll be able to show anybody in your organization exactly what you did and where that took you. That's what I mean by accountability. Here's the most important thing. I tell people on my team this scorecard needs to be in their pocket everywhere they go. When Tiger finishes 18, that scorecard is there and he pulls it out. That scorecard needs to be with you as well, because in our business, duplication is key. This is a very simple process, but you want it to duplicate hundreds of levels deep. And it won't duplicate unless you're being the leader in that. So don't you or let anybody else in your organization go a day without having that scorecard in their pocket. Why? There's notes to be taken, there's points to be logged, there's things to be thinking about. It's absolutely critical that you create a culture within your organization where that scorecard is with you and on you at all times. I promise you then, that will duplicate, and that will duplicate, and that will duplicate. And that's exactly what you want. Thank you for taking some time to look at this. I trust that the scorecard will be of great help to you. We look forward to seeing you on some beach across the world. Thank you.